Okay, so I'm sitting in the parking lot of my nail place. It was my dad's birthday, so he asked for three things. He was like, I want pancakes for breakfast, I want a manicure, pedicure, I think just pedicure actually. And he was like, and I want like a new pair of sneakers or something like that. So I was like, okay, we kind of have this thing that I stole from my dad and my sister. I was like, we can go get our nails done. So I took my mom to get her nails done for her birthday, and it was not easy, and she was like, no, so she ended up treating me. So we go, the manicure turns out fantastic, it turns out exactly how I wanted, the pedicure looked great. But when I got home the next day, I noticed that like my big toe, the nail polish was doing something weird, and that had never happened before. And I've been going here for a long time, so I really, really like it. So fast forward, I was like, Dad, I can take you to get the pedicure whenever you want. I was like, the only thing is that I gotta get my toe fixed. I was like, so, I might be kind of in and out, but just know that I got you. Call me when you're ready to get picked up. So I come in, guys, I was so unprepared, and I can't help but be a little embarrassed. Like, for some reason, this toe has garnered so much attention. So basically, for some reason, the shellac didn't dry all the way or something. So it basically was still a little wet. So it started stretching, the nail polish. So over time, it actually kind of cracked, and part of the polish broke off. When I tell you, I have no idea, no less than 6 people from the counter to my seat have come to check on the toe. And the very last person who walked over, it was after one of the women was done with redoing, which shout out to them because they were so sweet about it. They looked at it, I'm a regular here, they said, okay, we'll fix it. It was totally not a thing. This one lady, she looks down and she goes, like that. And I was like, keep in mind, I'm always man, I wish I could understand what they were saying. I was because I kind of feel like I'm the butt of the joke, but I also kind of feel like everybody's just trying to figure out what happened, because obviously I've been coming here forever and it never happens to me, so they're all like, what's going on? So anyway, at one point the lady, and I feel so bad because I requested this specific woman because she's older and she's so nice, and she just gives the best massages while she's giving you a pedicure. So I actually requested her, so I felt so bad. So when the girl was touching up my toe, she was like, who did it? And I was like, first of all, I'm not a rat. So I was like, oh, I was I can't remember. She was like, well, when did you come? She was really trying to figure it out. The lady who's giving my dad the pedicure is the lady who did my feet. So I'm over here trying to really just dismiss it and keep it moving. So she kind of was so she let it go. So then, like I said, this girl, she comes over, the last girl, and she looks at it, and I look up at her and swat, because at this point I'm I feel like I'm a bit in a zoo or an aquarium or something on display. And she looks at me and she smiles and she's like, how you doing? And I was like, good, thank you. And I was like, ah. So I texted my dad and I was like, if one more person comes over here and checks on this toe, I was like, I'm gonna say something. I was like, because at this point I'm just so embarrassed, but it came out great and I'm glad that I did. So I say all that to say I was a little nervous. I know that sounds silly, because I just didn't want them to give me any pushback, because I like coming here so much. And it turns out that they were actually really sweet and great. So always have a cape for yourself.